I stopped eating lunch with my coworkers after 1 year. I think one of them took it personally, and honestly she's definitely part of the reason why I stopped going to the cafeteria and began eating at my desk. She would make comments about my phone use at the lunch table and talk about how skinny I am. I just sort of cut my lunch break to 30 minutes instead of 1 hour. Then gradually stopped joining the team entirely. This coworker now announces my mistakes in the 8 a.m. meeting before even a hello or good morning. Have I ruined my career by doing this? I might need this job to pay for my education. I had several bosses who wanted to pressure me into taking my breaks the way they deemed correct. Like where I got my food from, where I ate, with whom. I would always politely inform them since my breaks are time off cause they don't pay me during that time. They also got no say in what I do during that time. I haven't eaten with my co-workers in several years. Break time is alone time lol. This coworker now announces my mistakes in the 8 a.m. meeting before even a hello or good morning. Are they your manager? If they're not, why is your manager allowing this? Announces your mistakes? That's not pettiness, that's sabotage and bullying. Your coworker is bullying, you should report it to our 8 a.m. meetings? That alone is a reason to quit. I leave the building at lunch. Every day, rain or shine. The employer needs to know that's my routine. I mean, I don't think it should ruin anything for you at work if you get your job done. However, it does suck to go to work if you have a strained relationship with a coworker. It's not okay to comment on someone's body. Do you think you can talk to this person about it? I know people have different comfort levels in terms of confrontation, but I find that it's best to set boundaries like please refrain from commenting on my body or I don't appreciate my body being a conversation topic. Call out her behavior in very obvious ways. Didn't XYX. Well, good morning to you too, Brenda. You don't seem to be your normal chipper self. Couldn't find any puppies to kick on your way in today? I'd ask them why they're so bothered by you spending your break how you see fit. And if you even feel so inclined, tell them their big ass mouth is the reason why you stopped joining them. Make them understand it's their own doing. I stopped eating with the guys at my work because they all are nasty and the lunchroom talk is either political or some gross shit. Plus one guy literally scream burps and goes OMG my ass my stomach OMG my balls. It's fucking annoying. Your coworker is doing that because they're a pathetic unhappy piece of shit. Remembering that will help you remember that nothing they say or do is important. So if you need this job, ignore them and use your lunch break to study plan your escape so you can leave her behind you. Just ignore it. Seriously. I know what they're doing is petty and that they should have a manager check them for it. But if you want to really piss someone like this off, give them nothing. No looks, concern for what they say, or acknowledgement of their existence. In my experience, this eats them up and feeds into their paranoia, which is really the only payback you can get. Oh, and don't say anything about this person to anyone else you work with either. Remember, you're there to work and under no obligation to socialize with or like anyone you work with. Talk to your manager. The only actual problem here is this person who is making the morning meeting focused on your mistakes. What is the relationship between her role and yours? And what is that meeting about? Can you provide examples? Break time means break time. That absolutely includes coworkers. If I'm not on the clock, they don't exist. Who is this coworker to you? Is she a superior? If not, I would do the same back. Highlight every problem she creates or every little failure. She will either stop, or this will create a mutually hostile environment with the potential to spread and crash morale at large, which will force leadership to tell you both to keep your mouths shut and leave problem detection and reporting to leadership. Either way, win-win. No matter what, you need to go on the offense. You don't want to stay quiet and let this person whisper in the ear of everyone else that you're incompetent. I use 1 hour lunchtime to play Nintendo Switch, then get food to eat at my desk to kill time. Socializing with coworkers is overrated. People eat with their coworkers? You should report her to HR for body shaming you. It is not okay to talk about other people's bodies no matter what they look like. Maybe she'll back off then. I used to go out to my car to eat. Then I'd go for a long walk. Lunch is my decompress and alone time. I already spend too many hours with these other people. Good Lord, do you work with Regina George? Lol gif giphy xt9 kvbppqetkmlksjw downsized. If a coworker mentions how you look, skinny or fat, that is a violation of pretty basic corporate HR codes. Guaranteed that's a no-no. Make friends with an HR person. They are people persons. They are not immune to manipulation. What I would do is counter by emailing so there's a paper trail your boss, saying that you're starting to feel attacked and she's starting to make the environment feel toxic. You can even state something it began over lunches. And in an effort to reduce that conflict, I began to avoid the lunchroom entirely. But it seems that this only caused an escalation from her. Do you have any better guidance on what I can do to resolve this before she becomes more hostile? Own the shit out of those mistakes. And as soon as she thinks they don't bother you anymore, she'll move on. Hopefully she'll move on to something HR will have to deal with. Water off a duck's back. Although the suggestions to contact HR may work for some people, it's really a gamble. Hold out for a year. If you don't feed into it too much, she may back off and find a new victim. Try to have an active social life outside of work to get your mind off of it. It helps me prevent burnout, especially when dealing with certain coworkers. If nothing improves, come back in a year. I'm sure I'll have a laundry list of suggestions for ways to make her existence uncomfortable. Break lunch as don't fucking speak to me time. I don't see anything wrong with what you have done. Wow, you endured 1 year of having lunch with coworkers? Take it to HR for harassment. Her constant comments at every meeting won't have gone unnoticed. Ask at the 8 a.m. meeting if she peaked in 3rd grade, blabbing about someone else. Fuck that bitch, she works there like you do, her opinion means nothing. Your coworker is toxic. Don't let her break you down if you have to stay. Just keep your head down and get it done if you have to. Sounds like you have a classic mean girl coworker situation on your hands. She's jealous and salty. Defend yourself. Never let her have the last word regarding your performance. She will continue to harass if you don't call her out publicly. She sounds like a miserable bitch. Ignore her. Talking is for paid time. Leave me alone when I'm off the clock. I eat at my desk too. Luckily I can take it whatever time I want. This coworker now announces my mistakes in the 8 a.m. meeting before even a hello or good morning. Good morning, how are you? Is my favorite way to deal with these people. I literally worked with my spouse and we took lunch alone. Lunch is for alone time. Written record. This is starting to look like harassment. Dot your I's. Cross your T's. Look for another job. And you'll be free. She never liked you. Hence the sniping during lunch. I might ask your manager how to handle it. Your career? No. That person's fragile ego? Yes. I never socialize outside of work. I never socialize inside of work. I never socialize.